the petrodollar is a currency, usually a state currency, that is used to buy crude oil. Now, if there's a monopoly supplier of oil, say the Saudis plus Russia, and they only accept US dollar currency, then your US dollar is the quote-unquote petrodollar, because it's the only thing that you can use to buy oil. And that's the petrodollar. Now, is that imperialism? No. It's just the way the Saudis want to operate. So the imperialism that's associated with the petrodollar, that all the people on the left want to rail against, quite rightly, is a more complicated story. It's like how that agreement between the Saudis and the United States, or, I mean, I don't know who made the agreements and all that and all stuff. I don't follow the nitty-gritty details of global politics in that area. And I've never really had the urge to go and look back at the history of it. But I'm sure it's motivated by a lot of neocon interests and interests of oligarchs, and maybe also, you could say, a little bit of a misunderstanding, maybe not a little bit, huge bit, misunderstanding of the currency of the United States. Because really the Saudis don't need to be saving in US dollars, it's just that they want to, and so they want everyone to give them US dollars to avoid whatever transactions fees or other things they have to mess around with to convert. Well, say if I get an old New Zealand dollar, pay them, it's about the same as 75 cents US. So I'm going to have to pay nominally a little bit of a higher price for my oil here. But if I give them my New Zealand dollars, they're going to say, well, I don't want that. I want to save in US dollars. So it's a little bit of a pain for them. So what do? Well, they find a dealer bank, swap mine US dollars. It's a little bit of a trade. They bid. They put in a bid. There's an ask from somewhere else. And they do a swap of the currencies. And there's some little frictional cost associated with it. Is that imperialism? I think so. So the whole idea is that it's a false psychology that creates the imperialism. But what's the false psychology there? It's that people think they need to get US dollars in order to buy their oil.